What is going on, boys and girls? It is your boy, Temporary Citizen. Today I'm back down at Coast Power Sports on a Kawasaki Z900rs. Let's get to it. Alrighty, so what we've got here, the Kawasaki Z900rs, is a Kawasaki Z900, obviously, in a proper cafe racer spec design. So obviously you've all seen the XSR 900, right? That is Yamaha's MT09 as a cafe racer, and that's got a little bit of cafe racer styling, a little bit of modern styling, whereas this is proper retro look and feel. I mean, you've got two analog dashes and then you've got a little digital in between, which is pretty nice. You've got proper retro looking seats, bars are looking retro, the whole kit and caboodle is just moistness. And then it all comes in the pretty capable 900cc 4-cylinder Z900 body. Alright, so that's the power plant that you've known. And these things, they look good. They look very good. So something else. So this is obviously the reddish looking one. It's the demo down at Coasties. Great guys, go check him out, honestly, for letting me ride this bad boy. This seat is very comfy, and it has that old school looking, like it does look old school. Everything about this bike looks old school except for that little electric indicator in the middle. So hopefully this bike, it's going to be just as capable as the Z900, but instead of going for that modern Street Fighter finish, you've got vintage styling, which is all the rage these days. Oh, that is nice. It's also, right, very surprisingly, has a 6-sounding stock exhaust, which is about as rare as a unicorn these days. A stock exhaust that sounds good. Like, I genuinely think, and because like I'll talk crap about stock exhausts any day of the week. So when I hear a good one, I'm going to say, congratulations, Kawasaki. You have done well, my friends. So this thing's sick. It's really comfy to ride. It's going for like that classic Kawasaki sports bike feel, like the old school ones. And they've pulled it off. It's got all the good bits of new bikes, right? So you've got a very capable, powerful, well-fueled electronic fuel-injected engine that, you know, everyone loved about the Z900, right? You've got that 4-cylinder smoothness, but you've got like, it feels properly, I don't know, I can't emphasize this enough, like, it properly looks retro. I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. So comfort wise, it doesn't feel as sharp to move around as a Z900, which you'd expect. So price wise, They're a little bit pricier than the XSRs. The XSRs are around $14,000 plus on roads. These are 18 grand on road. They're also very hard to come by. I don't think they made a whole lot of them, and they've all sold really well, which is always a sick sign for a bike like this. If Kawasaki made X amount of them and they all get sold and people are waiting, it's like, well, they're so much more tempted to do that again with the next one and keep this retroness coming, because I am all about it. I'm liking the gear indicator. That's quite nice. Quite a handy little thing to have on a retro bike. So what I really like about this paint job is that, like, in this red here, it just looks super quality. You can see all of the, like, the red metallic flakes coming through that paint job, which is just, it's just nice, you know. Kawasaki, the same thing in the Z900, that had really subtle metallicness to the paint job, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So, just like the Z900, this is pretty bare bones as far as sports bikes go in 2018. So you've got different traction control modes there, and it's got ABS. But that's about it. I'm also not entirely sure how to change it, so I'm just going to keep it how it is. You got 6 gears, you got a gear indicator, temperature, fuel gauge, and then you can cycle with your buttons through the menus. So that's sort of all you want on a bike like this. Yeah, so it doesn't feel as nimble as a Z900 did, and that's nimble in the way that it handles. And that would be just because of the difference in suspension setups, really. I mean, when you have a bike that's dedicated to going quick, you can take a few more, you can really like hone in that suspension, which is a bit harder to do when you're going for a certain style like this bike. Mind you, definitely doesn't feel bad. It gives you a fair bit of confidence into the corners, and it's got no issues with any speed. I mean, what can you expect with a 900cc inline 4? Like, your power's not something that you're gonna have to worry about. You could lose your license in first gear like on any modern sport bike. I mean, there's a whole heap of learner bikes with the same thing. So, realistically, if this is the bike you've got, you'd be looking at it for like a bike to throw the missus on the back on the weekend, go for a cruise, go for a cruise in the hills with your mates. Not quite as race spec as Z900 would be. The Z900 you get on and you know that bike is dedicated to going quick in the hills. That's the point of it. Oh, this is nice. I really like because of the way the CB handles. I'm used to this sort of old school muscle bike handling where it bogs in the rear under power and plenty to go. I mean, it's doesn't feel, I'm cruising in 5th gear, I could be cruising in 6th gear, and you get on the throttle and feels like it's bogging down a bit, but you're still getting quicker, You cruise at 80 in 6th gear and not use any petrol for as long as you like. So this is obviously the test bike down at Kawasaki. Cannot stress enough how much I appreciate the boys down there. Always have to look after me. And I think I'll be getting my next bike from Kawasaki. Tell you what, the other absolutely sick thing about this is they're not all over the place. I mean, MT9s you see everywhere. You see super sport bikes you see everywhere. Something like this, you get a lot of appreciation from. You should definitely get a lot more appreciation from older fellas that you wouldn't necessarily get on something like a sportier looking bike. And I could almost guarantee that you are not going to get anywhere near the same amount of attention as you would in a sport bike. This is a sport bike, but like a super sport bike, even an MT-09 or something like this. I rate it. This is so comfortable to sit on and cruise. Haven't really had to touch the brakes yet, so we'll see what they're like. Really digging. That master cylinder just looks cool. It's like a tinted master cylinder. That's sick. Not usually a huge fan of chrome, but I feel like it works on this bike. And like I despise chrome, but it's not everywhere. You've got the bars, you've got the gauges, and then that's basically it for the chrome, which is like that's enough. Any more chrome than that, and it's disgusting. But I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. I like that the frame and the engine, it's got a lot of black to it, and it's got, even though it's got a front radiator, it looks like it's got, I'm not sure whether they're functional or not, but air cooling fins on the side of the engine there. If they're functional, cool, and if they're not, it still looks sick. Yep, that's it's got plenty to it. It's not a slow bike in the slightest. The only thing is, in the sun, that gauge in the middle there gets a little bit hard to read. And obviously you may get blinded by a chrome, but you know, that's what happens. So the big difference between this and the XSR 900 is obviously price. They're different engines. They, in a day-to-day sense, there's not a huge amount of difference, right? They're still both light and capable bikes. It's got an extra cylinder, a couple extra cc, but not a huge difference. I mean, brakes are pretty good, suspension's pretty good. These are all things that if you want better of, you can upgrade them yourself, and you're probably going to if you cared that much about it. But stock is capable enough for anyone, realistically. But this has just got that extra retro vibe. The XSR is like a best of both worlds in styling. You know, it's got some cues from retro, got some modern cues, bit of a blend, which I think it pulls off quite nicely. But if you're just after like the classic, more of a classic bike, this is the way to do it. This is quite a good package. Obviously the XSR's been out for a few years now, so Kawasaki had a few more years to try and do it. Oh, yeah, that's nice. And that stock exhaust, cannot complain. It always sounds better than the CB's aftermarket exhaust, so, you know. There you guys. Just got a trumpy. Right, let's see how this brakes. Yeah, nice. I mean, you know, anything that's got ABS does well. Ooh, watch out for that thumb. See the boys? Yeah, boys! So, my final verdict, my final thoughts on this bike are, it is great looking, gets a tick for how it looks, gets a tick for the engine, does alright suspension wise, could be worse, could probably be better. I'm sure once you had it you could adjust a few things and make it handle better to your liking. And price, I mean, it's a bit more expensive than the Yamaha XSR, but, you know, I mean, it's under 20 grand, that's still much cheaper than, you know, anything that's got super in the name. So, thanks for watching. You've been great. I've been Tempsits, you've been great. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that jazz if you've made it to the end of the video. and I will see you guys and girls on the next one, which could very well be... Why would you go into that lane, dickhead? Which could very well be a KCN Duke review. Duke 390, so I'm going to compare it to the old one. Cool. Cheers, boys. See ya.
The closer you got to me, the faster I try to